the lessons learned along the way. So
Impressive. Did you say you've been in this position 10 years?
I've been in various leadership roles. So,
Hmm.
I finished my internal medicine residency training in 2008. And shortly after that, I did a fellowship in preventive cardiology. And then shortly after that, just, saw patients back to back on the front line. I love outpatient medicine, taking
Wow.
care of patients really well. And then things happened where I decided to go into management and become a leader and had to learn how to really learn the language about the management conversation and understanding, yes, clinical excellence, but now how do we transition into strategic excellence, organizational excellence, and how do we lead other doctors and um, the balance between the organizational goals and the patient care needs. And so it's just a unique
Wow.
space to
So it
be
sounds like
in.
there was a gap there.
Yes, there's a gap. And, I would say 10 years ago, we're doing much better now, I think, as a whole, as a healthcare organization, at large,
Mhm.
nationally. But that transition between, really understanding how to see patients, and deciding you want to go into management, and then leading other doctors or other clinicians, forming those relationships and looking at processes, um, that's quite a journey. And that's what's part of the reason why I wanted to go into uh, this type of clinician leadership coaching, because for me, I didn't have a clear roadmap of how to go from talking about someone who's right in front of me to talking about a group of patients and looking about quality measures and all of these different types of things. So I'm excited to help other folks make that transition a little easier.
Well, that's good to hear. Wow, that's mind blown. That's a lot to unpack,
Yeah.
really, because let's be honest, from a patient's point of view,
Mm-hmm.
right? We don't experience
Mm-hmm.
seeing too many folks that look like us
Yes.
as in the medical profession, one, but in a leadership position
Mm-hmm.
in the medical profession.
Mm-hmm.
And where we are, it is now 2025. The climate has changed.
Yeah.
Whoever side you're on, whatever it is, it
Yeah.
always has been there, no matter who is in
Mm-hmm.
power. That's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever alphabets people assign to your role and what you do,
Yeah.
there's so much more to offer and to share. So, I want to hear about uh, what it's like. I guess you mentioned that you're
Mm-hmm.
working in the public sector, and we appreciate that. I am here to say thank you on behalf of us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
Yeah.
and as women, we want to be able to demonstrate that we can tackle a role such as this,
Mm-hmm.
balance our family lives with our relationships, our partners, our children, our parents, and then our private lives. Just, there
Absolutely.
surely there are hobbies or organizations or something that you belong to. How do you
Mm-hmm.
keep the balance with
I can tell you, Janae, that is the million-dollar question, right? I just
uh-oh.
like I don't know if I could ever say a balance. I can say a pretty good juggle. I feel like
Okay.
I have a really good juggle, but it's very intentional. I mean, and even you mentioned so many things there, just about, being a woman at the table, being a Black woman at the table. Um, Before I got to the boardroom, and being one of the decision makers, even before that, the journey to get into medical school, the journey through medical school, the
My
journey to
goodness.
get into the residency training program, and then the journey to, each step of the way, there's this consciousness to understand that, most of the people around me don't look like me. I'm not HBCU, right? And that must have been an amazing experience for those who have
Right.
experienced that, However, I had great, at the same time, I had a great experience. I had great mentors, but I was very clear that, my unique perspective and position was different than a lot of my colleagues, and I had to make sure that I had to make sure that they saw me. I had to make sure that I was seen and that my words, I had to know within myself that my words and my opinions and my perspectives and my contributions were just as valuable
That's
as anyone
right.
else in the room.
That's right. Yeah.
And so I think it came down to having good people in my spaces to be able to either pray for me, encourage me, remind myself of me, and just give me the tools and the things that I needed along the way. And me being vulnerable enough to receive those things and say, you know what, I'm not quite sure about this situation that I'm confronted with, and
I
let
can
people come in and
imagine.
support me. So even when it comes to, you mentioned the personal life and the dynamics, I've been divorced now for maybe 13 years. I've got two teenage girls, and every week, we're very intentional about what are the priorities this week, what needs to happen, because, there are things that we say yes to because there are priorities, and things we will say no to
Right.
because the things that we say yes to, we
Right.
want to make sure we have enough space and energy, and we really are present with those things. And so, I ask God to give me a network, give me a community, give me a village, surround, and sure enough, He's able to provide that for me. It's usually never in the way I think it's going to be packaged, but
Isn't that something?
somehow,
Wouldn't
somehow,
we all like to
exactly.
let's go on and order our village. I would love to
Yeah,
put the filters in and order my village and let it
yeah.
manifest
Let
the
it
way
come
that it
how I want it to
should,
come.
right? Yes.
Exactly. But God has his, what is it? God laughs at our plans, right? And
Right.
so there's good people. I had to learn that. There's good people in the world. There are good people who want to see you succeed, and just being able to attract those types of folks to yourself one step at a time.
Can I say
I can
something
tell
to
you.
that?
Mm-hmm.
Your village, your village can have a makeup of people that you absolutely love, admire, and adore. But let's consider some things. And I don't know specifically who was in your village
Mm-hmm.
or how you chose them or how they chose you or how
Mm-hmm.
God worked that out for you.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know it's you struck a nerve in me when you mentioned this because God will place somebody right in your realm.
Yeah.
It could be
Yeah.
in your workspace, it
Mm-hmm.
could be in your personal space,
Mm-hmm.
it could be in your fitness and workout space, right?
Yeah.
And they might get on your nerves
Mhm.
to the highest degree, but they were meant for you,
Yes.
you know? Um, I learned the word oikos. Oikos is that yogurt that I make sure I eat because it has just the right amount of grams and protein that I
Okay.
get down. So oikos is a word, and I learned from my pastor it means household. So
Oh.
who is in your oikos? It isn't
Mm-hmm.
always the people that you like. Those that God places strategically and supernaturally into your life for whatever reason, for the
Mm-hmm.
purpose of sharpening you.
Ooh, you just hit that nail on the head. I can tell you. I was
Right
just
there.
sharing with
Yeah.
a friend of mine. I feel like God is, and I have a strong faith, right? I mean, everything I do is, I feel like I have been predestined to do what I do,
Yes.
and everything is connected. But I'm telling you, these last couple weeks, I feel like I've been presented with different challenges where I've come across um, either friends, acquaintances, where there's been the conflict, and I feel like, ooh, I don't like that. That didn't that didn't sit right. But I feel like God is
Didn't feel
developing
good.
me. Yeah, developing me in different ways to learn how to handle certain disagreements or conflicts, or do a work in me to say that, okay, let's do further reflection, or maybe I need to refine some things. And I feel like perhaps all this is because he's preparing me. We're in 2025. I'm going into a new
Yes.
chapter in my life, my career, everything. And so to continue to refine me so that I'm prepared for what's
Hmm.
ahead, right? And so, okay,
Absolutely.
let me not ignore, I've learned over the years not to ignore my emotions and my feelings. Like, oh, what is that? I don't have to sit there and,
I need to take a
but
page from that book right there.
yeah, let me just see
Right.
what is this I'm feeling. And so either I'll journal it down, I might pray
Mhm.
about it, I might talk to my therapist about it, and just say, okay, this is what I felt during this conversation. Let's dissect it a little bit, get through the emotion, and figure out if that was a lesson
Right.
or something I needed to learn or grow from. Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it appears that it's serving you so well. Today, when I look at you, just I see the light. I see a light that is emitting from the inside. And it's just going to continue to shine brighter. And I don't want to get cheesy and mushy and all that stuff because I ain't got no
Yeah,
prenup
please
from
do,
you.
because please don't, because I don't want to start crying in here. It's like, oh, getting all bashful and stuff, you
There's
know,
a
you
something
know.
that someone said to me, and I want to, and it poured into me, and it served me, and I carried that until I got saved.
Mm,
Okay, so I'm saying to you that there's a light in you that I see. I already know that you're saved. I already know where you are with your walk, right? But I see that light emitting, and it's gonna get on other people, Maya.
mm.
You have something to offer. I
Woo,
don't know what it
I
is.
don't need, I
I'm
got
just
it,
being, I don't know what it is. It's not my business,
you know, let
right?
them use me. Let them use me. You know what? Somebody said literally, what day was that? Today is Monday. Literally, it was Thursday. Someone said something similar to me. I just met this woman and she just, she mentioned the same types of things. And so, I just continue to work on myself and be grateful, So, gratitude. So, we have all these challenges, everything we're dealing with, all this stuff, right? From the dishwasher broke to the somebody sick at school to,
What are they saying this year?
all
Life be
kind of,
life. Is that what they're saying? Right?
all these different things. But this
Right?
gratitude journal, a friend of mine bought me. I think I may have told you about this. She bought this for me last year. Of all the gifts I got, it's this yellow book, which is my favorite color, yellow. And it just
Mm-hmm.
asks me simple questions. What am I grateful for? What am I looking forward to today? What would make today great? What am I excited about? And it just helps me to be more open to receive the blessings and to see the good stuff, right? Because I am the way I was trained in medical school, we focused on that problem. What is the problem? What is the reason? Let's, fix it, fix it, fix it. Where now I'm having to of course, when I'm in that doctor mode, I'm in that mode. When
Mm-hmm.
I've had to learn how to be more open to receive and not miss my blessing because I'm
Right.
so in fix it mode, right?
Right.
The way I think it need to be
That's
done.
in the work. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
I wanted to ask you because I usually like to I like to start it at the beginning, but I jumped ahead. But that's okay. We can jump around. I'm asking folks about their favorite quote and or their favorite scripture, and if you attach it to anything, or is it your mantra or whatever that
hmm
you might use? Do you have one?
let's see. I would say my favorite quote would be "Love never fails."
Love never.
Love, yeah, love never fails. So, we can move in love or we can move in fear. And
Mm,
if you're anything like me, I'm more on the perfectionist side. And maybe I needed to be that way in order to accomplish everything I've accomplished. But
okay.
it's kind of like it's real easy to let your anxiety and your fear kind of take over.
Right.
And so, but if I move with good intention and love, and even if there's a miscommunication that I have with a friend or family member, my intention is love. My intention is goodness.
Right. Right.
Um,
Right.
then it's not going to fail me. So we'll be able to reconcile. We'll be able to get where we need to go if our intentions are on the right aspect, and also to be able to show myself that love. And I think that's been probably one of the biggest lessons, where
Wow.
the compassion and love that I have shared with other people, I have, as a primary
Hmm.
care physician, we well, some of it came naturally for me, but
Hmm.
yeah, we are patient, we give compassion, we
All right.
are gentle, let's work
I
through
have
this.
to ask you though. I
But I've
have
had
to
to do that
ask,
same for me.
how hard is it to turn that around to do that for yourself? How hard is that? Because when I'm hearing that, and I know what I know of what you do and of your profession, how much you have to give
Hmm.
to others, and
Yeah.
have compassion for those that you may have just met or
Hmm.
may have known for a couple of visits. How much is reserved for Maia?
I'd say it's very challenging. I think it's a deliberate, intentional effort every day. Um, I'm my worst critic, so I almost talk to myself like I'm talking to my friend, say, "Oh, well,
You gotta.
yeah, and so I can say, you did the best you knew how to do. Okay, if you still
When
didn't
I
fine.
pray,
You're
I
still
pray
okay."
like me and God are having a
Hmm.
conversation. It sounds like
Hmm.
it's like, are there three people in the room? And I just
Right.
tell my husband, "Oh, I'm praying." He's like, "You crazy?" But I'm. It sounds like it's three people in a conversation.
Yeah.
So it's like, come on in, God. I'm welcoming you into this space right here.
Mm. Mhm. Mhm.
I'm inviting God. I'm saying it with my mouth, and I'm hearing you say right now, Dr. Maia, be intentional,
Mhm.
move in love.
Yes.
But I'm also saying, because I've been prompted to recognize how to be grateful and to deal with gratitude all day long, I'm going to turn it around and learn how to love on me.
Yes. Be patient with myself. You gave it everything you got in that presentation. You gave it everything you
That's
got
so powerful.
with
Yes.
trying to get to pick up the kids on time. You gave it everything you got. At trying to remember everything that was on the groceries list that you forgot at home. You did everything, no matter what it is, you're okay, you're still okay, and God still is going to use that for, his good. So
Yes.
I think it's but I have to be, because if the default is, why did you do that? You should have said that. Or, it's beating yourself, and that's not,
Second guessing.
yeah. And, somebody said you shouldn't should on yourself. Should have done
Mm-hmm.
it. That's not, there's no good things that come out of that. But
Yes.
what can I learn from, right? What am I working on? Get excited about what I'm working on. Okay, I'm gonna work on it. Or sometimes I'll say, okay, God, this situation is really stirring me up inside. I am not settled in my
Mm-hmm.
spirit over this disagreement I had with this friend of mine, right?
Mm-hmm.
What, Lord, please just give me some peace and some clarity around it. So instead of me overanalyzing it, picking it apart, judging myself, judging the
We
other
tend to
person,
do that, don't we?
right?
Yeah.
And getting all,
Hard on ourselves,
exactly. I said, Lord,
picking it apart.
literally, this was my prayer this morning, literally, because I had a long conversation with a friend of mine, and it was just like we were having a conversation, but it was like I, they weren't really clear about what I was saying, and I wasn't really clear about what they were saying, but we're still in it, but it's just left kind of like not a clear
Round and round until you
reconcile.
get clarity.
Yeah, so I just asked God to just come in and just and give me peace and clarity on it. So I'm done with it. I had to literally, kind of
Back off.
figuratively walk myself away from the situation and just trust that God gonna
Hmm.
work it out and move in love, right?
And
So
he always does, though.
on his timing, right? So I can't be like 5 minutes later, okay, I'm ready for my clarity. Because I should, if you keep
Look, that's me over here all the
put
time
me in
doing that.
time in the clock at the
Ah,
turns of the clock.
yeah. Right.
I'm like, I've been waiting 5 minutes now, Lord. Come on.
Right. Right.
But that helps me too. So I don't want to hold on to all of
He's
that.
not gonna work with you at when it's my o'clock,
Right.
right? 'Cause I had to learn that. I'm like, okay, it's Janae o'clock. What's going on?
But
And
you
he
know
is
what though?
like,
What
no,
you think, but
no.
when you reflect back, I feel like, wow, if it had been my clock, I don't know where I'd be. Thank God it was on his clock because
Thank
his
you.
clock is
Say
right on
that.
time,
Yeah.
and his clock was able to get me things I could not have even imagined for myself. And he's used everything,
Yeah.
for his glory. So,
And it comes together so beautifully. Um, you mentioned about being the mom to two teenagers.
hmm
That in and of itself can be a tall, beautiful, chaotic, wonderful, magical,
hmm
crazy ride and everything else in between.
hmm
So you, you were telling me about just now expressing how trying to get the kids on time, did I
Uh-huh.
get the right thing for dinner
Right.
or whatever it is?
Right.
Because they're teens, they're girls, right?
Yep. I got two girls.
They're two girls. Okay, see, and they're close in
hmm
age. What's that like for you right now, Mom? I know what
Yeah.
it was like for me, but I could have asked you that at 8 o'clock this morning, and
Right.
I could ask you that at
Come
eight
on
o'clock
now.
tonight, and it'll be two different, completely
That's right.
polarizing answers.
Oh, you're so right. You're so
But
right.
as of today,
See,
at this hour,
this is where,
what was
you
the
with all of
dance
your
like?
experience, this is where I need to just sit there and
Yes,
listen
dear.
and be a sponge for those who have already been through this. I am a forever student. I can tell you though, I've got every day I realize why God blessed me with these two girls because I feel like they're here to develop me and refine me. I've had to learn. I'm a very type A intense person, structured, and with the children, it's been a blessing because they have taught me how to be present. Like
Okay.
they're right here today. They're not thinking about yesterday or maybe even not tomorrow, but right here.
Mhm.
And so I always say, like, I never want to miss my life, thinking about the next moment, literally, or what
Is
happened.
that your quote, by the way?
That maybe so,
I
that would
like
be
that
one of
too.
them, let's
Uh-huh.
stay present. I don't want to miss my life, so let me stay present. Literally miss my life, so worried about the next moment.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, sometimes it's like, ooh, I wanted to, Lord, please help me raise some good citizens, right? You just want I just need them to come on now. We put,
At
I
this
have put a
point,
lot in you, and the village has put a lot in you. So I'm just gonna believe that this
you
fruit got
have,
to come out of here. I don't see it today,
let me
but I'm
just
gonna
say,
believe
it's
it's
already done.
coming.
Let me just tell you that. Let me reassure you today from my mouth to your ears. It's already everything that is already set is already done. Okay, we know
Mm,
this, right? Sit back, hold on, and watch the beauty develop. Watch the intelligence take place. Watch the character come in line. Watch
mm,
the sassiness develop. Watch the
mm,
who are you talking to come about. Watch
yeah,
all of that, you know.
yes,
And girl, what
yes.
are you wearing?
Amen.
And and and
Amen.
oh my daughter, I love you so much. And everything in
Yes,
between. And
yes,
get off your sister, right?
yeah, yeah.
All of those things equal to an amount to the love, but you are building and
Mm,
you are manifesting
I
and
receive
you
it.
have created and you are
Yes,
developing
I
and you are
receive it.
molding and
Yes.
shaping and
Woo, thank you. I receive it.
you
I receive all of
you
that.
mentioned to me that it was a dance. And that's a
Mm-hmm.
great way to say it. It's a dance. Sometimes
Yeah.
you pop locking and break dancing.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other times, I'm gonna be very real with you. Other times you're gonna have to crip walk on them. I'm being
Okay.
real with you, okay?
Okay.
Other times you will waltz them and
Mm-hmm.
set them gently in the right
Mm,
spaces, okay?
mm.
But
Mm-hmm.
what they will never forget is when you had to dance with the crip walk
Yeah.
on them. They will never forget that you danced with them with, doing the hokey pokey. They will
Yeah.
every dance you taught them. They will
Mm-hmm.
never forget it. They they say train up a child in the way that he
Child.
or she should
They,
go,
yes.
and when
And
they
they
grow, they will
not
not
depart
depart
from
from
it.
it.
Yes.
Paraphrasing, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not, but
Yes.
hold on, hold tight, watch greatness. You're watching greatness happen because they come from you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got a
Oh,
couple
I
of
think
little Maias in that
yeah.
household. Yes, yes, doing
Yes,
the
I
thing,
just
making
told them that
greatness.
I said, you come from greatness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they come from greatness.
Yes.
That is true. A couple years ago, my oldest, they're my best teachers too. They reflect me. So if I set, I can set the tone for the household. I can come in with an attitude and, upset and, missing out on my sleep and not, and then they react to that. I'm like, why are you acting that way?
Mm-hmm.
But then I have to reflect on myself. If I come in with a good attitude, I might put some good music on. Okay, we're good. When I'm good, they're good, which forces me to kind of stay on track. A couple years ago, my oldest daughter, she said, I said, what's happening? Yeah, I feel like something's off between you and me. She said, Mommy, you're always rushing. You're always rushing. And that stopped me in my, of course, I'm talking to her while I'm folding clothes you know, and she said, so I said, okay, let's put these pair of pajamas down right now. And
Mm-hmm.
literally and say, okay,
Talk about being intentional.
yes. And so ever since she told me that, and she's my one she don't hold grudges. She's here. Let's go. Let's have a good time. We're not worried about tomorrow. We right here. And when she told me that, it made me really think about, okay, how I'm moving. Do I really need to do this today? Or can this wait till tomorrow? Or am I letting my anxiety run the show? Or am I relaxing and trusting God, and letting my love come through? And so it just, hey,
Is there
it's
any
okay.
challenges that have shown up um, since you've divorced
Mm-hmm.
and you are the custodial parent, correct?
Correct.
And so they are primarily with you in
Mm-hmm.
your household, watching you do every move, and you're doing the same thing. Has there been any conflict that you? I guess I shouldn't say has there. I'm gonna assume there is because life, right? But is there anything that has been pulled or thrown up on you to say, Mom, what are you doing? Has there been the teenage meltdown yet? Has there been
Mm-hmm.
you know, the I want to be with my dad or dad did it better, or how there's a different,
Oh.
the other parent can out parent you, or something that you
Mm-hmm.
just have to kind of
Mm-hmm.
overcome and go, Lord, today, let's get through this together.
I see. I see. Let me think. The girls have been with me, and like when I first got divorced, we lived with my parents here in Las Vegas. So we lived with them for a long time. So our operational circle was myself and my parents, and thank God, I'm so grateful that they had their grandparents to really be really, really strong examples. And I always done my best to make sure that like I never talk negative about their father, and I pray he would never talk negative about me. And so there's that piece of it. I'm always with them, when we go visit, different things like that. They recently went, and well, I went there with them, but they spent time without me there with their father and his family. So that was a big milestone. And so, you
Nice.
know, they're big now. They're kind of learning for themselves, kind of.
They're pushing through this.
Yes. And I said, you learn two things from your parents: what to do and what not to do. And so you'll
That's so
take,
true, isn't it?
and I said, well, God took the best of me and the best of him, and he made you. And so I said, you'll see some things that mommy could have done differently, maybe some things that he could have done differently. And I just kind of leave it at that and kind of be open to talk through things with them. So, you
That's
know,
beautiful. That's beautiful.
the biggest thing I think right now in teenage was just kind of their discernment of, what they see on the internet, what they see on social media, what they hear at school. So the discernment of what our values are in our household versus what they see.
How
So
do you
learn
manage
up for themselves. Well, I
that
said,
right now?
let's talk about that. I'll say, what do you think about? So I want them to keep talking to me. So right now they're talking to me,
Are
and
they middle schoolers or high
they're,
school?
they're in middle school. So they'll
Okay.
say, they'll play their music, or they'll say, and I say, "Ooh, what is that she's saying in that song?" And then, I'll talk about the lyrics and say, what do you think about that? I try to
Right.
get it back to them so they can kind of, and either they'll be bashful or
Right.
embarrassed, and they'll say, I said, okay, do you think that's a good idea what she said? You
Right. Are you gonna repeat that in
know,
front of me? Right.
right? And mommy, it's just a song, mommy. It's just a
Right.
song. They'll say something like that. And so, and then we talk about, okay, well, what do we wear? Is it okay to wear certain clothes? Well, so and so's it's all over
Oh
and
my
so,
goodness.
yeah,
Yes.
you go into department stores, the mannequins have like skimpy clothes on, and it's
Right.
the thing to do. So we talk about
And
that.
you go, who are they marketing to? They're marketing to my
I
child. My
Well,
goodness,
then I have to explain, yes, you cute. We know you cute, and you can wear a lot of different types of clothes, but we always want to dress that's respect. We don't want anyone to get the wrong impression of you. We want you to be respectable. I want people to always respect you for who you are. And
Yes.
and so we
Yes.
just have those conversations. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it takes a few conversations,
Yes.
so again, it's a dance.
It is a dance. And the more waltz, I wish and hope that you have more waltzes than crip walks. Okay.
Hmm. Right, right.
I don't know where I just pulled that out today. I just felt like
Well,
saying
see,
that
they
today.
know right from see, I know they know right from wrong, right? So now I was like, okay, I know you got your foundation. So, I try to, they say you're supposed to connect and then correct, connect with the child, then correct, and so they know. And I said, now, is that something you would say to your grandmother? I don't think
Ah,
so. Or they'll talk to me. I might put something on thinking I'm cute, mommy. They say, mommy, is that age appropriate?
I can I just share something with you? You just triggered me. It's so funny. On my 30th birthday,
Uh-huh.
I I I, I turned 30 and I wasn't a person that went to the club or did that type of
Mm-hmm.
thing, but it was my
Mm-hmm.
birthday, so there was a big old club event. And I when I would get dressed, my daughter would, watch me put on my makeup, do my hair, and
Yeah.
I'll get dressed and, glam up, right? And when I put this outfit on, basically it was see-through black, kind of,
Uh-huh.
it was, I was 30, it was revealing. I was 30, we'll leave it
Yeah.
there. And she just looked at me, she just burst into tears.
Oh my good.
And that was just not the response
Oh
that I
my
thought
goodness.
I was going to get.
Oh
She
my
just was
goodness.
not used to or unaccustomed to
Yeah.
seeing me
Yeah. Yeah.
dressed like that,
Uh-huh.
didn't know how to process it. And I think she was just kind of like, what am I
Mm-hmm.
looking at? You looking all vampy and what's going on? Because
Oh, how
usually
old was she
I'm
then?
around.
How old was she then?
If I was 30, I got to do some math. She had to
Oh,
be, uh,
she like
so
in her teenage
no,
years?
she was not a teenager. She had to have, let's see, if I was 30, geez, and I had her. Oh, so she had to be like eight,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
9, 8 or 9 years old.
Where is
Yeah.
my mommy? Where is she?
She looked and she goes, like, oh, like it's pretty, but what? Like
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I
I will
understand.
never forget that. And I was like, okay. I started taking off the earrings, pulling off the boots. It was
Yes.
too much for her. It was
Yeah. I
too
just feel
much.
like I'm
But
grateful for the women in my life, and the men too, like
Mm-hmm.
exposing my children to good men.
Mm.
So yeah, I
That's
don't, I
That's
don't need to
important.
be dating and doing all this,
Mhm.
And if I did, it would be a while before I would introduce them to whoever
Right.
by somebody special. But still, there's still great men in the community who want to,
Right.
whether it's painting something or, helping me fix something. It's just like, okay, this is what, these are good examples of good people, so they know what that looks.
Right.
So they know the difference when,
Absolutely.
yeah, I always want my children to have that discernment, and so. Mhm.
Unfortunately, it's too easy to see what the poor examples are. They're pointed
Mhm.
out and they're in our face, and it's all the time. And sometimes what we're told that the poor examples that there's no redemption there, and that's not true too.
Mhm.
So we
Yeah, that's true.
sometimes we need to take a second look
Mhm.
and
Yes.
understand what true redemption, you know, can mean in
That's
our
right.
community. Because some of us might have had to be redeemed at some point ourselves. Not
Mhm.
saying that you in this situation, in your situation, but you just never know what angels walking into your path.
That's
You
right.
just never know.
Well, none of us are perfect, and we all can probably
So
point to
their
something
discernment,
we've,
yeah.
yeah, we've said or done. Oh, that probably wasn't a good choice, and we're grateful for people who, able to see us in a different light and really ready to, help us and support us in this new chapter. But I think one of the key themes of really being successful, like you said, we as Black women, we can do a lot. You know, we can do a lot. We hold a lot down, but I do think that we don't have to do it alone. And we need to get to the point where we have a circle of friends, colleagues, community where we can be transparent enough with
I
each
agree with that
other to
whole.
say, I'm not feeling good right now.
Yes.
Can I have 5 minutes of your time just to connect and okay, I'm getting
Can
ready,
we
whatever. Mhm.
end the days of I got this? Can we end the days of I got it? I got this. I got this. Oh, I let's
Mhm.
learn the art of declining for the
Yes.
purpose of self-preservation.
Mhm.
Honestly, we do ourselves a huge disservice. We've always been, I'm so guilty of, I'm the big multitasker. Well, maybe you don't want to shout that out so loudly
Mhm.
because it's not as noble as you think it is. It only means that, oh, I'm able to split my mind into several different places and maybe nothing will
Right.
ever get done.
Right. Again,
The
we
strength of a Black
really,
woman
yes.
comes from her focus, her
Mhm.
productivity, not just busy work, her
Mhm.
productivity,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Her laser focus,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And getting shit done.
Yes.
Period.
Yes. So
That's what
let's
they
see the fruit.
say.
Yeah,
Yes,
the fruit of all of all your work. Are we just busy to be
absolutely.
busy, or are we actually, developing and producing things? But I had to learn because I think how I grew up, we took care of my immediate family. We just take care of ourselves, and we don't really,
Yes.
you know,
Look
let too
out
many
to
people
others.
in, right?
Yes, yes,
That
yes.
type of mentality. But now, again, with God's discernment, I said, Lord, just show me, show me, show me who, show me where. And I had to learn how to say, they say, oh, I'll help you with that. Oh, I got an extra whatever, or, I can help
You
you
have to
with
learn how to
this.
accept the help. The help.
Accept it. But see, knowing that, I said, now here she is. She's going to go help me with whatever, but I'm not going to be able to repay her that way. I'm already knowing, like,
Ah,
how am I
okay.
going to
On that
repay this
level.
person? Yeah, like, okay, sure, I can help you pick up the kids. I could never pick up her kids, because of my schedule. So how am I
Right.
going to pay her back? And this is how my mind plays tricks on me. Is this person going to expect me to do something more for her? I'm not going to be able to pay her back in that way. But then I had to realize, so I would say no, or I would feel like it's gonna come back to me, like come back in a negative way, like I did this for you. So I would always just like, no, I got it.
Yikes.
I got it. But I had
Yikes.
to learn and then trust God to say, who knows how He might use me to help them.
Right.
And half the time, they already feel like I've helped them in some way, and I'm like, I don't even, they're like,
You already have the answer, Maia.
Mm.
You already have the answer. Be present.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Be present.
Give and move in love.
Mm-hmm.
You already have the answer. Be
Yeah. Yeah.
intentional
Yes.
and show your gratitude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Amen.
It's, yikes. This is okay. That's the
But the
chill
other
that I
thing
just got.
I would say, yeah, I would say, the bounce back. So, I'm gonna have some not so good days, or I'm gonna have them days where, that gratitude book is on the floor somewhere. I'm not even, you know, and most of the
Well,
time it's when I
you
get
might
off
have to.
track.
What color is that gratitude book?
It's yellow.
Okay. See, I have my book that I like to stay in all the time. These are my little post-it notes. I told you I put post-it
Uh-huh.
notes on everything. And this book stays so full of stuff all the with
Mm,
every
I
I
love it.
like
I
I
love
just
it.
keep I have 8 of them
Mm,
and I am manipulating I do color coding. So I'm like yellow
okay,
is what
good
I'll
for
grab.
you.
Purple's my favorite color. So if it's
Mhm.
serious and it's deep and it's royal,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
getting that deep purple book.
Okay. I love
Okay.
that. I
And
love
if it's
that.
urgent and I gotta stop the
Uh-huh.
behavior or it's urgent and I gotta start the behavior, whatever it is red.
Yeah.
And if it's a calm
Okay.
down, keep my mood a certain mood a certain
Mm-hmm.
way, I get my blue book.
Mm,
Yeah,
I
so
love that.
I build
I'm gonna have to
my
incorporate
books.
the colors.
I have one for inspiration and motivation. I have one for income generating activities. I have one for
Mm-hmm.
all the techie stuff and those are all my weaknesses, the infrastructure, the tech stuff, and all. That's the scary
Yeah.
book. It's
Well, you know
orange, quite
what? Like
hazardous.
I
Yeah,
said, when I am, if I don't get enough sleep, if I don't get my enough exercise is hard me able to be on a certain vibration, then I will get
right.
off track. But I don't stay off track. So I might be off track where I'm not doing my gratitude or I got a funky attitude, but I get my bounce back is good. I got a good bounce back. So I always
Okay.
say, focus on your get up. Focus on your get up.
I
So
want to hear this. Hold on. Wait a minute. Bounce
yeah,
back. Focus on. No, I'm serious.
yes, I'm so
Look.
serious too. Because this is what, so again,
Bounce
here I
back.
am. I'm on the perfectionist end of things. So I'm doing well. I'm doing my exercise. I'm doing my gratitude. I'm on a high vibration. I'm attracting
Yes.
all this good stuff. And then I get off track, stay up too late, don't get enough sleep,
Right.
eating too many bags of chips, right? Because I like give me some chips and salsa. I'm good.
Hmm.
And then, and so I fall off where, okay, I'm not doing well, the kid's not, and I have to say, okay, uh-oh, something shift, let me shift back. So I got to bounce back. So I'm
Right.
not going to stay down for long.
Okay.
And I'm not going to focus on what I did wrong. I'm going to focus on my get up. What do I need to do now to get
Okay.
up? And
Okay.
as I started and I merged into my new business, I have to get up. I have to get up and see myself as that successful businesswoman,
Mhm.
entrepreneur, even though those around me may not yet see it, and
Right.
so I
Right.
still have to get up mentally and embody that person and have that vision. And it's amazing how, you just have so many new people. Like I've had new people in my life who have helped
Hmm.
me with, like you were saying, just the basic business infrastructure.
Right.
I'm an employee, right? I'm,
Right.
but yeah, those building blocks, let alone the sales and the this and the that and the coaching skills, but just okay, let's talk about the business bank account. Let's talk about just the basic stuff. So it's been
Yes. Yes.
quite a journey, and excited to have impact and in the community.
Wow. So when you are focusing on getting up, what steps do you find that are helpful to help you rise up? I know that you enjoy a good workout. I wish
Hmm.
I had the discipline. If I could borrow just
Yeah. Whew.
an ounce. My
Uh-huh.
goodness, I'll be in my sleep going, I want to be like Dr. Maia, but when I go get up there, it
Oh,
fizzles out 10 minutes
it
later.
changed my life. I'm telling you, I go into the gym, but come out a
Uh-huh.
whole different person. I don't know what it is. It's some sort of
That's part of
meditation.
your bounce back.
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, that's huge part of my
Yeah.
bounce back. So I can, after about 2 days of not doing any kind of physical activity, I start to feel it. So I'm
Mm.
always have this barometer. I'm like, okay, where am I at? Am I at a quarter of a take? Am I at a half a take? Am I 3/4 take? Or am I full? Where
Mm.
am I at? So, that's like I do when I'm driving my car. I'm like, oh, better go and get me some gas because I don't want to, get stuck
Okay.
in traffic. And then,
Right.
I do that with myself too. Um, so I have to say, whatever it is I'm feeling right now, I know that on the other side of this, I know I just remind myself that I don't want to miss God's blessings for me and my children.
Mm.
And so whatever this emotion is or this down feeling I'm having, or I got to get out of that because, God has something big waiting for me. So I'm
Ooh,
talking to myself.
it's that light is shining. It's
I'm
emitting.
talking
It's
to
huge.
myself.
I'm telling you. It's.
Mm, oh my goodness.
I want to be there when
So,
like I want to be
yeah.
there to witness it happen.
So I'm driving to the gym and I'm still not feeling well. I still got an attitude, all of that. But I know
Lord.
if I can just get there, if I can, and that's probably the act of physically going somewhere to work out. I think that's better for me than being at home. But because it's the I asked God to give me the tools. I said, God, give me the tools I need to sustain. Where would you have me to go? And so when He
May I
gives me a
ask?
tool,
Mhm.
then He gave me a tool. So I didn't know that gratitude journal was going to change my life like it has. I did not know that, joining this particular gym was going to be so,
Yeah.
and so that's the tool I need to use. I'm not going to focus on, oh, I didn't go, I didn't eat, I ate those bag of chips. I'm not going to focus on that. What do I need to do right now?
Oh, you'll make yourself so loony if
Oh
you
my
do
goodness.
that. You
Yeah.
would just, yeah, it would be bonkers. I you mentioned that you were moving your workouts away from home.
Mm-hmm.
That made a big difference for you, didn't it?
Yeah, physically getting in the car and going somewhere. Because
Hmm.
once I'm in the car, okay, I'm locked in now. It's too easy at home to, but I got the treadmill, I got the the cords, and I got the elliptical. I
Right.
got all
I'm gonna tell you, I get my bands out. My husband
right.
walk in the bedroom, be like, "Why are these bands on the floor?" I did about three of them resistance bands,
Uh-huh.
and I leave them on the floor. He's like, "Well, why is the lady on YouTube still going and talking? Where did you go?"
Exactly.
I'm in the
I
refrigerator
know
looking
it.
for my Oikos yogurt.
Right. But at least you grab for the right thing, so that's good. Yeah, so yeah, I think something about, okay, I'm on my way. I have to book a class too. So
Mhm.
when okay, now I'm locked in really. I booked the class. I found a gym where they have lots of classes, different times of the morning or in the evening, so
Oh, good.
I can mix and match because depending on what's happening. So I needed to figure out what's going to work for me
I
again.
have had the experience
Struggle.
where classes fill up so quickly you can't get
Hmm.
in sometimes, especially when
Yeah.
you're a busy lady like you.
Yeah, that's true.
But when
That's
they have a lot of classes, that you're at a good gym then.
Yes, they got lots of choices because I don't know what my schedule might be like. Because I'm juggling myself, the kids, whatever maintenance person may be coming to the house, my work, different things. I love the flexibility. If it wasn't so
Mhm.
I've had to change, right? So I've had to change different workout options because of the flexibility. So then I think so that's
Oh
probably
wow.
another thing I think for me to be successful, especially in this new endeavor I'm going into with this leadership
You
coaching, is
have to be
to
flexible.
be flexible and be flexible about making adjustments
Hmm.
so that I can still eat relatively healthy, I can still exercise, I can get my sleep, I can make time for those important good people in my life to continue those relationships, not text, but on the phone, have a conversation or in person. Like I'm starting to do
Right.
coffee dates
That's a
now.
huge difference, isn't it?
Yes. And
Making
so
human
whatever I do,
connections.
I've got to have those fundamentals in place so
Yeah.
I can thrive. I can be well.
Oh my goodness. That's a TED talk.
Girl. This is
you
my
that's
life. I am proof. This is me
I,
trying to figure this
I'm
out.
telling you, as I said, I got to be there and watch this happen. This, like you have so much to offer us, and I know I'm like I'm bursting. I want to like pull the roof off and just let it all out like confetti. But
Oh
you
my
really
goodness.
kind of have to, you know, you really kind of have to give it to us, your public, a bit at a
Mm-hmm.
time, so that
Mm.
we don't get overwhelmed and miss anything.
Mm. Oh,
I don't
I
want to miss
receive
a
that. I
thing.
receive that. I receive that.
I don't,
It was such a blessing that you
want to
would
miss a thing.
have
Yeah,
me on your podcast and be
you
able
will
to
definitely
help
have to come
me
back
share.
again. I'll do
Yeah.
this again next season, and I will put up my availability calendar and get it to you ASAP because Dr. Maia, you got a lot to offer and a lot to tell us, and you have taught us a lot about being present, about having and keeping a village, um, about not missing your life.
Not
Don't
missing your
miss my
life.
life.
Yes. Give yourself
You,
the compassion that you give other people. Give yourself the patience and the forgiveness that you give. Be okay with, I had to learn, be okay with all of me,
yes,
all of my imperfections,
I love that, and
of
thank
all of
you,
that. Yes.
thank you. Real quick, before we wrap things up, or in order to wrap things up, I like to ask in a lightning round thing. We're just gonna try it. If there was a theme song, your theme song in your playlist, mine changes every now and then. It's like a song I have in my head, and
Mm-hmm.
like I'm walking in, it gives me a
Hey.
different, a little higher pep
Okay.
in my
I
step.
know.
You know, like with in my best
Right.
boots. Notice I
Right.
didn't say heels. I'm turning 55 next
I
week. I
sure
ain't
did
wearing no
get you
more
some
heels.
boots with some heels on though. I sure did for you. I
Yeah,
did for
yeah.
you.
Those, most of my boots have them. Yeah, they do, except for
Mhm.
my Uggs and my, my snow boots and stuff. But
Yeah,
yes.
they gonna be cute going out. Yep. She can.
Oh yeah, I got you. What is your theme song playlist? If you have one, I want you
Let
to
me
think
think
about
about
it.
it.
What
It's so funny you
motivates you?
mentioned that because a friend of mine, she's
Uh-huh.
someone who she's in my circle. She's been there pushing me and encouraging me. She challenged me to create a playlist, only 10 songs that really describe who I am.
Oh,
It was such a exercise. You should try
I
it if
like
you haven't.
this.
And
Okay.
so
I'm
I
a
put
music
away
lover, so
those
I'm already
two
there
songs.
already. Yeah.
Okay, there's two songs. Actually, I listened to one of them this morning. Jill Scott's Golden.
Golden, yes.
Yeah, living my
Taking
life
back
like
my
it's
own
golden.
freedom. Yes.
Right? Yes.
That's
Woo!
that's in my workout playlist. Yes, I'm getting it
Okay.
like it's
Okay.
golden.
Then if I'm in a little bit of a like edgy mood, I would do
Uh-huh.
like Eve. Who's that girl?
Oh yes.
That
Yes.
girl. Do,
Oh,
do,
okay, and I
do,
know you'd be like, huh?
do, do.
La 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 la. Yes,
Right?
my E is that girl. See,
Hey,
that's me. Don't get me around you. I'm coming there with it.
I
Yeah.
see. I see. Yeah. Okay. I guess too. That's what I need. I need my hype
I
crowd right there. So just to let
like
me
that.
know
I'll
away,
give you that hype crowd.
yeah. So I hype myself up. So for
Can you
sure.
imagine coming out to your own speaking event and it starts out with they want to know, who's that girl? Na 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 na
Yeah.
na na na. Dr. May
Woo!
is that girl. Like,
Hey.
come on.
I'm here
And
for
here
it.
you
Here
come.
for it.
My
Mhm.
goodness. Well, I just want to say thank you. I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. I know you're very busy. You could have been anywhere. You chose to be right here with me. I appreciate you. I didn't cry. I didn't cry. And I'm a crier.
Well, yeah.
I'm going
Well,
through I'm
it's
going through
definitely
menopause and I'm not taking
okay.
any medication for it, so the tears will flow.
Oh my goodness.
And so
Well,
will
yeah,
the sweat.
I'm waiting for an episode that you will do yourself because I feel that you and all of the things that you have experienced, you have so much to share with us. And so there's so much richness in your story. So I'm looking forward to that.
I can't wait to spill it all out for you all.
Hmm.
But in the meantime, I want to thank you for fixing our crown.
Yes.
And you definitely are a leader that we want in the limelight. I want to think about what's next for you, and I just can't wait to see it. I just want to be in on it.
Oh
So
my
thank you.
goodness. Thank you for your support. I feel good. This was fun. This was fun. And if there's anyone out there who is a clinician or knows of clinicians who would really value some leadership coaching, check me out on my website, drmaia.coach, drmaia.coach. I'm there for you. Let's get to know each other. So,
I will make sure that I display that as well, and we will put it out there and shout you out. And I want to ask you to please follow me on RLMA services. That's in Instagram. So it's RLMA underscore SERVICES services. I don't have no followers, y'all. Follow me. Thank you.
yes. Okay. Thank you. All right. You take
All right.
care. All
You
right.
have a good one.
Awesome. Okay.
Bye
Take care.
bye.
Bye.